In this video, I'll explain how to use the slice tool and what to look for when using it. This is a great tool for double checking a restoration that has a minimal thickness occlusal parameter value set lower than what Celtra needs, like most of the offices you'll visit. We'll use it to look for and to thicken up those thin areas on the restoration that are thicker than our minimal thickness occlusal value, but less than 1.7 millimeters. Should you always use this tool? If you can plainly see that you don't have any additional room to fix any thin areas you might find, then no. What I mean is, if cursor detail shows you only have 1.2 millimeters of fissure thickness, in other words, a millimeter of ceramic material thickness, and you have a lot of pressure contact colors on the occlusal surface, green, yellow, red, you know that the restoration is already too far in occlusion. Raising it up even more won't work. So if cursor detail says that you're far below where you want to be and the occlusal contact colors are already too heavy, don't bother using this tool. It would be a better use of your time to either go back and re-prep for more clearance or use a different material that allows for less thickness, like zirconia. Using this tool is easy if you first line up the restoration so that you're looking at it perpendicular to where you want the software to slice. If you're not happy with the initial angle of the slice, turn off the tool, reposition the restoration, and then turn it back on again. With the tool on, rotate the model to better see the control handles, and then zoom in to make sure that you can still see one of the four controllers. Left-click and drag either end of the double-headed arrow to move through the restoration slice by slice, like a dental 3D X-ray of the restoration. It doesn't matter which end of the arrow you drag. As you move from the lingual cusps to the buccal cusps, pay attention to occlusal thickness. The blue area I see is the 1200 micron setting in our parameters. So as I move through the restoration, I want to approximate my desired 1700 microns thickness by eyeballing about half the thickness of the blue bubble on top. Together that will give me roughly 1700. I found an area less than half, so I used the Shape Circular tool to thicken it up. Perfect. It didn't bring it into occlusion because there was enough clearance there already. Sometimes the doctor had enough fissure thickness, the cursor detail said it was fine, but because of a really sharp line angle on the prep, overmilling compromised the restoration as shown here. So it didn't matter that the cursor detail said it was okay. Failures don't always happen in the fissure. They happen wherever there is thinness. This restoration only lasted a few weeks before the buccal wall fractured. After looking at occlusal thickness, turn off the tool and rotate the model so you're looking straight down on top of the tooth. As we slice in this direction, we're checking the thickness of the axial walls. Using the tool in this way, you don't have to change the doctor's parameters for minimal thickness. You just have to know how much to approximate beyond the blue area if it's set lower than what Celtra needs.